Hello and welcome back to Mark's House and Garden UK. I suddenly remembered that I had a spare set of these spike lights in my garden shed. I did have them as uplighters in the exotic tropical border, but I haven't put them back. And as I've just finished the gravel garden here, or the arid garden, I thought it might be nice to reuse them in this part of my garden. So I'm going to show you me putting them in place, and then tonight I'll come out here when it's dark and I'll do some video and I'll add it to this video so you will get the full effect. But these are insets, and I think I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I've either got 6 or 8 lights on this set. You can add to them. A friend of mine bought one set of 6 and then bought another 3 and added them on the same wire. They come on a wire. That's the end one, so that's like the terminal one. And then you just kind of add more in sequence using this kind of joining system. They're very easy to put together, and they come with spikes, and you basically put the spike where you want them. I'll be able to shove that through the gravel and through the weed fabric and position them in this area of the garden. And they have a little transformer. They are mains operated, but they have this little transformer, and I'll be able to put that wire underneath my front door, which is just round the side there, and bring these lights all the way through. And I'm excited about this because all these plants have got spiky shapes, and some of them have got long trunks, so I'll be able to uplight those trunks and highlight some of these spiky shapes. And I've got some of the walls, as you can see, are quite white, so they'll cast very dramatic shadows against those walls. First thing I'm going to do is get them plugged in and make sure that they're all still working. Do you remember what it used to be like in the old days with the old Christmas tree lights? So I'll untangle them all, I'll bring my extension cable out, and I'll do a quick check just to make sure that they're all in order. And by untangling them and laying them on the ground, that will give me an idea of what distance I can travel with them. So I've checked them. They all seem to be working okay, just so that you've got a kind of a clear idea of how these work. You basically have a washing line with a light dangling off it on a bit of a leader, so you can put the main cable through, and then that can go anywhere a foot or so away from the main cable. I can bury these cables in the gravel, and you can position these lights so that they point up to uplight, or in my case here, I'm going to point a few of them down to light across the gravel. You'll see all this in a moment. A couple of things I learned when I was poking these into the ground. Sometimes it's helpful to just make a little hole with a screwdriver, just to give it some help. And also, when you're pushing them down, don't push them off the top here like this, because these brackets, these can bend quite easily. So push down on the actual bracket, not the light. And if you can't do that, put a screwdriver through and push down with your screwdriver. Let me show you that in a bit more detail. So what I'm saying is, don't push on top of the light, because these brackets can bend. Possibly give them a little bit of help with a screwdriver. Make a hole first, and then hold the bracket when you're pushing them down. And if you can't exert enough pressure on the bracket, put a screwdriver through and push it down like that, and it becomes quite discreet. Obviously, I will bury my cable in the gravel where it can't be seen, and I'll know that's there, but it does have a transformer and a circuit breaker, and that can now be positioned either up or down. So there we go, my set of 6 lights is now installed. Some of them are pointing up the tree, some of them are pointing across the gravel. You're going to see the end result in a moment. Don't forget my tip about the screwdriver, and don't be tempted to push down on top of the light, because the brackets that hold the light are not that robust. So push down with pressure on the spike underneath the light. Now, I resorted to using gloves, and I would recommend that. And don't forget, these lights and additional lights as you can add to the circuit and the gloves are available in my Amazon storefront, and I'll put a link to that storefront in the description box below this video and at the end, and probably one will appear up here at some point, but you're going to see the big reveal in a moment. Thanks for watching. I'm quite excited. I can't wait for it to go dark. So I'll see you soon for some more gravel bed uplighting adventures. Here's the end result.